The Dark Elves were born during a night filled with betrayal that began when the Elf King Arniel stood aside as the Holy Empire invaded Queen Tweedana's lands. In desperation and anger, Tweedana made a pact with the Dragon Goddess of Darkness and her minions, the Faceless. And so, this clan of rebel elves became the Dark Elves, and their new allies, the Faceless, took them into exile below the earth, away from the light. Their queen dead, their clan persecuted and broken, they wither while waiting with little hope for a new leader to rise. Raylag, Tweedana's first heir, can unite his weary people by forging an alliance with the mighty Black Dragons. But the young prince will also learn that it is hard to discern friend from foe when the world is painted in shades of darkness.
What makes a nation? Is it possible to examine the great maelstrom of history, to define a single key moment where a group of people, united by the same ideals and beliefs, stand together and say to the world, "This is our place. You cannot ignore us anymore." For my people, the Dark Elves of Tweedana, there was such a moment. Yet it seems the truth of our beginning, the violent and bloody hour of our birth, is now being forgotten. In fact, I might be the last one to remember it, though even my memories are becoming more and more uncertain. Becoming a power of darkness does not mean you become immune to them. There is always a blacker shadow lurking somewhere in this world. Enough with your pity. We will retell this story again and again and again until your ears ring evermore with the clash of armies, your eyes bleed from the glint of steel, and your hearts are seared with our names. It was the 650th year of the Seventh Dragon. My people, once proud, were divided and broken. Our cousins, who we once lived beside in Iroland forests, hunted us. Under the ground, we waged a dark war with the dwarves. After decades of bloody conflict, our havens lay in ruins, our culture lay corrupted, and most of our kin lay dead as winter. We were without unity, without hope, without even a home.
And that's your plan? Begging our Sylvan cousins for forgiveness? You are so spineless. I can't believe we were born to the same mother on the same day! And what would you have us do? Ally ourselves with the demon sovereign? Here, let me stab you in the back now! Silsai, I'm Alas's knight. He's a demon. At least their power is real. Accept it, Menon. The Faceless tricked us into this alliance. Where were they when the dwarves were butchering us? You forget? Let me remind you. In their caves looking for reasons not to fight in puddles of water. Cowards always find their counsel reasonable. You dare.
Prince Rayleg approaches, my lords.
Look how our brother disgraces us. He can barely stand. To think he once ruled the Soulscars in my stead. What a wreck.
Silsai, Menon, why are there four of you? Oh, Melissa, my head.
And the triumvirate convenes. There are matters to discuss. The invisible library...
Always with the invisible library, Solshan. It was taken to Shiog. End of story.
Hear me out, please. Our people are divided. We scratch out pitiful existences away from the light, move from one dark place to another, waiting for the dwarves to break truce and finish what they have started. We're like a wandering tribe of orcs. We need to have a homeland.
And you wish the Faceless's invisible library to be its heart? I'm curious. How do you plan to bring it back?
All we need is a tear of Asher, the purest of them all. Powerful enough to pull the library out of the realm of chaos. Our faceless allies will help us bring it here.
Another vision, I suppose. What mushroom did you nibble this time? I'll humor you. How are we to locate this miraculous tear?
The faceless can divine its position in the ashes. But no ordinary ashes will do. They need to be the ashes of someone strong, someone who's spun many threads and tied many knots in the web of destiny. Someone feisty. Like Mother. Her ashes would do.
Tweedonna's ashes. They would do indeed. Let me see. Yes. They are kept by the angels in a fortress they call the Reliquary. Ariel can show us the way. Malassa just now whispered the name of the young angel to me.
I've heard enough! You're wasting our time with your delusions. I have a clan to rule. As much as I hate to admit it, I agree with Silsai. It does sound like a fool's errand. Sorry, brother. The Night Shards won't follow you in this quest.
Why can't they see the future of us all is at stake here? It seems all our hopes lie with you, Relag. Though you still refuse to admit it, the eldest son of Queen Tweedonna cannot escape his destiny.
Interesting. I could use this altar to summon more lurkers. I only need to find a way to awaken its powers.
So Sorshan has a hero for his mad quest.
That's why I always liked you, Iris. Even when you're scouting at the borders, you manage to know exactly what is going on with the Triumvirate. Someday, you'll have to tell me how you do it.
Do you really intend to break the seals? In 30 winters, only my company has seen the daylight. Once we open the way for your army, it cannot be undone easily. Armies can leave, and other armies may enter.
That's a risk we have to take. By my birthright, do it.
You renounced your birthright, Raylag. Do not toy with me. Bygones be bygones. It's good to see that spark back in your eyes. I just hope you know what you're doing. I know you have a fondness for Sorshan, but he's not exactly sane.
So why don't you come with me, and be the voice of reason? Come to think of it, nobody knows the surface world better than you.
I would be honored. Even your eyes will need time to adapt to the sunlight. You're going to need a good scout. I won't have our retired prince dying stupidly chasing Sorshan's delusions.
I might not be there in flesh, but you will never be far from my whispers. May the shadows hide your trail.
Wait, you mean he can hear everything we say? Oh, now that's creepy.
The light! Ugh.
Rest easy, Prince. The blindness will pass. Eventually.
So, what am I missing? Tarlad can't have changed that much since our exile.
They don't call it Tarlad anymore. Blackbow is the name given to our old lands. It looks a little different, except for the human worms who claimed half. This is Imperial territory now.
Humans calling Tarlad their home. Silsai would be livid.
You, on the other hand, always had a soft spot for the race. At least the fairer half.
You know it wasn't like that. Besides, she's dead now. Show some respect. Iris, where is your company? Experienced scouts would come in handy right now.
I divided them into 3 groups, sent them on reconnaissance missions. Under Malassa's shadow, our paths will cross, and they'll join our ranks.
Raylag, Raylag, I sense the reliquary is very close, and so is the angel. But you must hurry. The situation grows graver by the hour.
Stay back, elves.
You must be Ariel, the new recruit of the Order of the Reliquary.
This is true. That honor has been bestowed upon me.
Good. You will help me get there.
You can dream, minion of Melassa. The Reliquary is a sacred place. I would break my oath if I allowed you to soil its holy ground.
We'll figure a way to get answers from you once we reach the gates of the Reliquary. For now, you're our prisoner.
You can try, elf. Angels cannot lie, but that doesn't mean you can force me to talk.
Raylag, I'm hearing whispers. Word of your presence has reached the nearby towns. They're sending forces to track you down. You need to be very careful.
I have gathered enough crystals to summon some lurkers at the Pillar of Eyes. I should return there.
Wait, do you feel it? Something ancient stirring in the dark.
I feel it. The black dragons are awakening.
Huh. Finally rising after decades of hibernation in their onyx circle.
Indeed, but why now? I feel an ill wind. We must hurry.
When we sealed the entrance to the underground realm, a Minotaur legion was left behind.
The fabled Lost Legion? What of it?
They still live in these woods, hiding, fighting the Imperial forces when they can. They've grown somewhat feral as the years have passed, but if you could convince them to join you, they would be a great asset.
Interesting. We'll see if we can find their tracks during our travels.
Elf of Tuidana. Long time since we last saw one of your kind here under the sun. Long time since you left us behind.
I'm Raylag, son of Tuidana. I'm here to reunite you with your masters, lead you back to the realms of the dark, where you belong. What do you say?
Oh, you're funny. Funny little beggar elf, trying to pass himself off as a prince. Had you come 5 winters past, I would have wiped dirt from my hooves with your pitiful skin. But now we are few. For the sake of my herd, I can't refuse your offer. But you will have to prove your worth first.
For some reason, I knew you would say something along those lines. What would you have me do?
Our last skirmish against the Imperial soldiers did not go well. We lost one of our most prized possessions, a sword known as the Edge of Balance, a gift from our creators. Retrieve it, and we will follow you. I, the mighty Kalistar, give you my word.
This is the edge of balance Callister told me about. A mage blade's weapon, no doubt. This is truly a beautiful sword. I shall put it to good use.
This is the last group, Raylag. My company is now entirely at your command.
If the increased number of patrols is anything to go by, I must be getting close to the portal leading to the reliquary. Should I eliminate them or avoid them? For the last time, I command you to tell me how to open that portal.
And for the last time, I won't. If you wound me, I'll heal. If you kill me, I'll simply return to Elrath. I do not fear you, elf.
We'll see. Iris, bring the lurkers!
About time. What are you doing? Back off, abomination!
You brought this on yourself, Angel. They broke her. We got what we wanted. But by Molasses Night, that was wrong.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, Raylag. You know that.
I know, but let's move on. At last, the reliquary. Even to a servant of Melassa, this is a sight to behold.
Halt! You've dealt enough damage already. We all felt and shared our sister's anguish. You committed horror at the portal. I won't let you enter this holy temple.
The reliquary holds something it shouldn't. Tuidana's ashes belong to my people.
This reliquary was founded after Uriel's deception. To preserve the artifacts of the past. To never forget the mistakes that almost led to a new genocide. Taking these ashes will only bring history full circle. Think carefully. Are they worth starting a war?
It's not about war or peace, right or wrong, Elrath or Melassa. This is about the survival of my people.
An honorable intent. But after what you did to Ariel, you understand. I cannot let you pass. I'm at your mercy. Make it quick.
I will not spill your blood. You did your duty, I did mine. I have what I was looking for. And now I'll be leaving.
Only a fool lets his enemy live.
She's not an enemy, she's just following the will of her dragon, as her cursed destiny requires. I'm done hurting angels today, Iris. Now let's get out of here.
Foes on every side. You must return underground.
Raylag, watch out! It's an ambush!
Your reputation as a scout is unsurpassed, girl. Now give me the ashes, or I'll take them from your dead body.
I've heard of you. You are Yeshtar, also known as the Black Whisper. Under whose orders do you hunt us?
A good assassin doesn't betray her employer. Give me the ashes. It's the last time I'll ask nicely.
I'll give you my answer loud and clear, Whisper. Come and get them. The Black Whisper escaped before I could get answers, but I suspect Silsai hired her. Or could it be Minnan? In any case, it means the situation is worse than I thought. I need to return the ashes to Sorshan, and fast.